mean by the satellite? Satellite is nothing but in universe any heavy body or any smaller body which are revolve around the bigger body under the influence of that gravitational field. That smaller body is the satellite of bigger body. Any smaller body which are revolving around the any bigger body under the influence of the gravitational field, that smaller body is known as the satellite of that bigger body. Then these satellites, which are classified into the two types. There are two types. There are two types of satellite. One, natural satellite, and second, artificial satellite. There are two types of satellites. One, natural satellite, and second is the artificial satellite. The natural satellites means those satellites created by the nature. Such satellite is known as the natural satellite. Then example of the natural satellite is the moon, which revolves around the sun. Then moon is the natural satellite of sun. Then earth, which also revolves around the sun. Then earth is the natural satellite of the sun. Then moon is the natural satellite of earth as well as the sun. Then all planets which are revolving around the sun, so that all that planet which are natural satellite of the sun, such as Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, etc. are the examples of the natural satellite. Then second types of that satellite is artificial satellite. The man-made satellite is known as the artificial satellite, and that artificial satellite is the Aryabhatta, Rohini, Apple, then insert 1A, 1B, then LSV1, LSV2 are the artificial satellites. Then recently, India launched the communication satellite, that is GSLV5. That GSLV5 is at a recent example of that artificial satellites. That is the types of that satellites. There are two types of satellites, that is natural satellites and the artificial satellite. Then we have to see that examples of that natural as well as the artificial satellites. Then the question is arising in our mind, then what are the use in our everyday life of that satellite, where that natural as well as artificial satellites. Then these artificial satellites which are useful in our everyday lives these satellites which are used in the telecommunications. Then it is also used for the television, then communication purpose, then astronomical study, then detection of the minerals in the soil, then it is also used for the weather forecast, study of the atmosphere, then it is also used for the military purpose and the teaching aids. That are the applications or uses of that artificial satellite. Then afterwards, then question is arised in our mind, then how to launch the such type of the artificial satellite in a space for the different purpose. For launching of satellite is also known as that projection of the satellite. That projection or launching of satellite in space. That projection of satellite in space. For projection of satellites, firstly, the multi-stage rockets which are used for launching the artificial satellite. That multi-stage rocket, which is mainly used as a two-stage of rockets. Then these rockets, which are placed on the surface of Earth in a vertical positions. That rocket, which are placed on the surface of Earth in a vertical positions, and those satellites which are launched in space for the different purpose, that satellite which are tied or bounded at the topmost positions of that rockets, such as which are bounded at such place. Then the first stage of rocket which are ignited. First stage of rocket which are ignited. Very hot gases come to the downward direction in the tremendous condition. In the tremendous conditions. That is the action on the surface of Earth. Then according to the Newton's third law of motion, the reaction is to be reacted on that rocket with satellites, and due to that reactions, that satellite slowly which are lifted above the surface of Earth, and finally which is escaped from the Earth gravitational field. Then due to the escape of that rocket with satellite in the gravitational field, then it can be goes into the upward direction only. Then it goes into the upward direction, up to which the fuel in the first stage of rocket is completely burned. Then it is detached from that second stage, and which is turned into the horizontal directions. Then it goes in at that instant. The second stage of rocket is ignited, and then it is turned into the 90 degree and it goes into the horizontal direction, up to which then the satellite goes into the horizontal directions. Then up to which the fuel in the second stage of rocket is completely burned, then that satellite which is detached from the second stage and allow that satellite which are revolving around the Earth. In this way, that satellite which are revolving around the Earth, or in this way, that satellite which are launched in a space, that is the launching or projection of the satellites. Then, after launching these satellites in a space, the number of questions arise in our mind. Then, how to face the orbit of that large satellite around the Earth? Then, that orbit of satellite around the Earth, which is depending upon the purpose of that satellite. That purpose of satellite means that satellite which are used for communication, and that satellite which are used for the study of that weather forecast, or it is also used for the television. That orbit of satellite which are depending upon that purpose of the satellite. When we have to launch the satellite in the space with the help of that two-stage rockets, the first stage of rocket which provides the vertical velocity to that of the satellites, and that vertical velocity which is known as a critical velocity. With the help of this critical velocity we see that satellite which goes up to the desired height, means the first stage of rocket which provide that critical velocity to the satellite, and second stage of rocket which provide the horizontal velocity to the satellite, and that satellite which goes into the horizontal directions. The vertical velocity known as a critical velocity and horizontal velocity which is denoted by Vh and Vc. That is the critical velocity and horizontal velocity. That critical velocity which is imparted to the satellite by the first stage of rocket, and the horizontal velocity which is imparted by the second stage of rocket to the satellite. Then that satellite initially which is escape from the Earth gravitational field, for that the escape velocity it can be utilized, and that escape velocity which is denoted by Ve. Then such three types of the velocities which are acted on the satellites, and that three velocities which fix the orbit of the satellites. Then suppose the different conditions which can be acted on that satellite in terms of that three velocities. Suppose first condition is, suppose Vc greater than Vh, means that a critical velocity which is greater than the horizontal velocity. Critical velocity is greater than the horizontal velocity. Then that critical velocity which is directed into the upward direction, and horizontal velocity which is directed into the horizontal direction, so that if VC is greater than VH, then that satellite which goes into the upward direction only, it goes into the upward direction only, never be turned into the horizontal directions, so that after reaching at the upward height, then here the critical velocity becomes 0, then that satellite which is began to start come to the downward direction and fall on the surface of Earth finally. Then our purpose to launch that satellite in space is not completed. Then when that satellite which come into the downward direction, then it move in a parabolic path. Then second conditions, where VC is equal to VH. VC is equal to VH, then that satellite goes into the desired height and turn into the horizontal direction, and that satellite which is revolve in a circular orbit. Then third condition is if then the VC less than or equal to VH, less than or equal to VH, then that satellite which is never goes into the desired height, but it is turned into the horizontal directions, then it is greater to VC, then that satellite never be turned into the original positions and it goes into only the horizontal directions. Then that satellite which is move in a elliptical orbit, then that satellite which is move in a that elliptical orbit, and fourth condition, VC is very greater than VH, then the satellite which goes into the horizontal direction and never be return into its original position, means it goes into the straight line directions. In this way, for the different purpose, then we have to fix that satellite in a different orbit, that is VC greater than VH, then that satellite which is revolving in a parabolic path, then VC is equal to VH, then that satellite which revolves in a circular orbit, and then VC is slightly less than or equal to VH, then that satellite which revolves in a elliptical orbit, and then VC very less than VH, then that satellite which is goes into the straight line direction in space and never return to its own path. That is the fixation of the orbit of that artificial satellites. That is the satellites, that is types of satellite, then example of satellite, then uses of satellite, then launching or projection of the satellite, and fixation of that orbit of the satellites. Then from these articles, then we have to see the such types of the questions which are arising in NEET exam, then in CAT exam, and in the JEE exams. Suppose one sample questions which are made from that given articles such as that is Newton's law of gravitation, then gravitational constant, then acceleration due to gravity, and at the height h and on the surface of the earth. The sample questions which are arised in the that NEET CET or the JEE exam. Suppose the gravitational force between the two bodies is the gravitational question first, that is MCQs which are asked in the that competitive exams. That question 1, the gravitational force between two bodies. Gravitational force between two bodies is, then the alternatives asked from that question is, that is this gravitational force is repulsive force, that is the repulsive force. Second option is, it is attractive force for long distance. And third option is, that is repulsive at the small distance. For small distance. And the fourth alternatives, that is attractive at all the distance. Attractive at all distance for small or big. Then we have to choose the correct alternative from that four alternatives. Then we have to study that Newton's law of gravitation. Then we have to study the Newton's law of gravitation, and we have to find out the expression for force of attraction between any two bodies, that is G, M, that is capital M upon R square, where all these things are constant, means G, capital M, small m's are constant, then F is inversely proportional to R square. And from these relations, we have to find out these, from these relations, we have to take the conclusion from these relations. If the distance between that two bodies which are decreases, then the force of attraction between that two bodies, it will be increases, and the whole distance in between the two bodies which are increases, then that force of attraction between that two bodies decreases. From these conclusions, we have to lead to the option D, at attractive at all the distance for small and the big bodies. That is the options fourth. That is the correct answer of these questions. Here, that is gravitational force between two bodies is the attractive at all the that bodies, that is small as well as the big bodies. The such type of the number of questions which are prepared from these given theoretical parts where I am taking in previous. That is the another questions which are made from these given articles. If the distance between two bodies increases, then the force of attraction between the two bodies which are increases, decreases, remains constant or remains same. Then from these questions, again simply from the Newton's law of gravitation, we have to lead that if F is inversely proportional to R square, then according to the Newton's statement, the force of attraction between any two bodies which are inversely proportional to the square of distance between two bodies from their centers. From that statement, we have to also lead to that force of attraction between any two bodies. If the distance in between that two bodies is increases, then that force it is also increases. That is the correct answer of these questions where we have to ask in the various types of the examinations. Similar or such type of questions which are prepared from the given theories. On the students, thank you. The MCQs on the previous articles, that is Newton's law of gravitation. Then that MCQs is the distance between Earth increased by 3 times the force of attraction between them will be. The alternatives of these MCQs is, that is A remains constant, B decreases by 1 by 9, C decreases by 1 by 6, and D increased by the 3. Then from these we have to know that the force of attraction between any two bodies according to the Newton's law of gravitation, that is F is equal to G capital M small m divided by R square. From these equations we have to know that the distance between Earth and Sun is increased by 3 times the force of attraction between them will be, that is F is equal to capital G capital M small m divided by R square, and the force of attraction in between Sun and Earth is, that is G capital M small m upon thrice R square, that is M. Then from these equations, F is equal to G capital M small m upon 9 R square is equal to the force of attraction, that is G capital M small m divided by R square. Then here capital G, capital M, small m get cancelled, and R square get cancelled. that is F is equal to 1 by 9. So that the correct alternatives of these MCQs is, then the distance in between the earth is increased by 3 times, then force of attraction between earth and sun will be, that is decreased by 1 by 9. That is the answer of such MCQs. The so many that MCQs which are prepared from the that given that articles, that is Newton's law of gravitation, then gravity at height h on the surface of earth. On such article, then so many MCQs which are asked for the examinations in NEET as well as in CAT as well as in JEE mains. Then from these articles, then we have to also see that second articles, that is critical velocity of the satellites. That critical velocity of satellite is